This is We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it?
And so just want you to know. Man, I looked at that smile on your face just now. And the first time I ever wished I was a photographer to take that picture and let the world see that honesty and that integrity. And know some of the things I know how you drive all over the country to chase us down. Chase us down. Okay? We move so fast. I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you're a family, I don't know if you're a wife. But when we get on here, we bosom friends. Anytime I see you, I stop with them. I'm just, hey, my man, how are you? Hey. Hey, man, well, that's, I owe that to you. It's an obligation that you have. How old are you?
Oh, 36.
So you don't have the right to do what 36 people do. You don't have the right to go to the dance or go to the party. You don't have a right to take that trip to Europe when I might need that plane fare to fly somebody else to feed my people that love me. You feed them. Oh, it's one thing being hungry from food. There's another thing being hungry for information.
Yes, sir.
And that's you to feed them. You got to be the farmer. You got to grow the crop. Huh? You got to till the grain. And at nighttime, when you hear something that sounds like water, you got to go see if the crop's going to be flooded. That's your job, man.
Hey, everybody, this is Brother Ron. I am asking you all to do me a big favor. Think about supporting the We All Be movement. Your donation is tax deductible. The We All Be Group Incorporated is a recognized 501c3. And I'm just asking you all because I want to keep on bringing y'all quality work through the way that I know how to do best. And I'm going to sing my praises and toot my horn. A lot of y'all were not hip to Dick Gregory until Brother Ron brought him on the We All Be platform, until that jingle review we did. Y'all seen another side of Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown's message has been amplified. But it was We All Be that brought Judge Joe Brown to y'all back in 2014, and so many others. And we covered so many things. So help us out so we can help you all. Peace. Welcome back. Guess who's back? Brother Ron, and he's still black. This is We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. This is most def a Mercury retrograde season. Trying to come to y'all the best I know how. I don't know if I'm being interrupted or not. I'm trying something new. I just want to give my quick thoughts. I won't have this a long stream by my standards anyway. But I hope all is well out there. And I don't know if it's reality. I think it's the Twilight Zone out here. It's Twilight Zone 2024, Idiocracy 2024. I don't know what's going on. Y'all probably got a better clue than I do. All right. Thank you, brother Antoine, for coming through. We all be in it to win it. And I got the stream going strong right now. Strong, as we say in Memphis, no Glorilla, strong right now. So there's a lot going on, but I just want to share my quick thoughts about what I'm seeing actually from last night's X space meeting. I don't know, Twitter spaces or X space meeting of the Donald and Elon Musk. They had a friendly conversation about all things Trumpish, MAGA, everything, like the pie in the sky. So I just want to talk about, because I had a chance to listen to it live and in real time. I want to talk about that a little bit, not that much, but also about the response to that historic meeting of the minds that happened online. The meeting of the minds that happened online in due time, in due tell. Well, I find it's interesting is that it is so weird to me that people classify Donald John Trump as a bully, and I never seen a person get bullied like this before in my life in terms of systemic bullying, not just through the media, but also through the just us system, how weaponized it's been against one person, even so-called political transparency. Very disingenuous how the powers that think they be are treating the one and only Donald J. Trump, who could possibly be 47, but he's 45, still alive like Johnny Five. He's still alive like Johnny Five, and he doesn't pull any punches. So, with that said, I just think it's horrible to try to take what we see every day as real news. It's like what he said is most definitely fake news, because I never seen people so opinionated about one person, so critical of one individual. And the fact that people think that Donald Trump could be a dictator, and you look at how he's treated in the public arena, is redunculous. It's really ridiculous. How can a dictator be treated like this? Do you think that Hitler or Stalin, in their prime of their power, would accept the treatment that Donald Trump is currently experiencing? It's like when they try to take him out of the equation, people thought he was faking the funk, and it's really sad. And then people said, "Well, I wish they didn't miss," and this really weird stuff. And I know he made a comment about Dr. King not too long ago, like he had bigger crowds than MLK. And I'm a black man. It's Black August. Um, why would I be offended by Donald Trump having confidence in himself? Like, you can go back in history and saw the treatment that Dr. King endured the last 2 years of his life, like how he was treated, disrespected by the media, especially when he came out against the Vietnam War. He came out against the war publicly, April 4th, 1968. Not April 4th, 1967, at Riverside Church up in New York. He gave his reasons for not supporting the Vietnam War. And April 4th, 1968, a year later, he was shot in the face on a motel balcony in Memphis, Tennessee. And if you look at the press that Dr. King was getting, he was very much marginalized and maligned by the press. They saw him as an enemy of the state. They basically character assassinated Dr. King before they actually physically assassinated Dr. King. So they character assassinated him, because you got to think about it. Just 4 years prior, Dr. King was a media darling. Right? He was the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize from 1964. Also, I mean, he was I don't know, my stream is holding. I'm gonna get through this stream. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Y'all can hear me, let me know. Um, he even got a Margaret Sanger Award back in 1966. Dr. King, you can look this up. Take a look; it's all online. He got a Margaret Sanger Award. He got a Nobel Peace Prize in '64. He was definitely a company man. He was one of the big six that was endorsed by the government. The white liberal government endorsed the big six. Look up Malcolm X's message to the grassroots from 1963. He talks about how the March on Washington was a farce, in terms it was controlled by white liberals and deep pockets out east, through the Kennedy administration and beyond, even the Rockefeller people. Rockefeller, not Jay-Z, Rockefeller, y'all, but Rockefellers. They played a part in the movement, the financing of the movement. Even you look at now with George Soros, people are not familiar with George Soros. Look up his handiwork could be seen in Ferguson during the Mike Brown situation back in August of 2014. George Soros put close to $40 million on the ground in Ferguson to control that situation, and he was able to create appoint select leaders. The Black Lives Matter movement benefited from the Mike Brown situation in Ferguson. And then like 6 years later, Black Lives Matter or Black Lesbians Matter, Black Lesbian Mansions, whatever you want to call it, they were queen made by the George Floyd situation out of Minnesota. And now we actually dealing with vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, who it was the governor at the time of Minnesota. And also he's the governor now. He's a two-term governor of Minnesota. He's the Democratic or Democratic Party's vice presidential nominee. I don't know if I'm freezing or not. And I'm coming through. Let me know. Okay, you said, okay, thank you. You said, we hear fine. That's a strange fruit award. Yeah, that Margaret Sanger Award. Yeah, she was a Klanswoman. And Bill Gates people, his folks got a connection to Planned Parenthood as well too. Y'all can look that up, because Bill Gates is all about the earth is overpopulated. Let's manage that. If y'all can recall the Georgia Guidestones down in Georgia, talks about getting the earth down to a population of 500 million people. That monument was destroyed a couple of years back. I actually had the chance to go down to Georgia to check out the Georgia Guidestones. It was very fascinating to be there. What was weird that the fact that it got blew up, or somebody they vandalized it, they blew it up. They had security cameras, I think, when I was out there in that little cow pasture of a field. I think they had security cameras across the street from the Georgia Guidestones. But it talks about getting the world population down to 500 million people. So United States religion is really eugenics. You think about the media is so powerful because we talk about who heard of Tim Walz, right? And you think about even with Dr. Fauci or Dr. Fraudci, I call him Fraud C, Dr. Fraud C. American public was not aware of this man. This man had decades and decades of career in government, and he became a household name because of what? Because of the media. The media decided to shine a spotlight on this man who been doing some interesting, I won't say necessarily diabolical things, but y'all like to say diabolical. He been doing some interesting things in the name of so-called science for decades, working on the population. And I think y'all can recall, I don't know anybody remember a couple years before the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Dr. Timothy Cunningham, the epidemiologist down in the Centers for Disease Control down in Georgia, he went missing the same day he was denied a promotion. Now, they tell the story now that CDC said they gave him a promotion, but according to the police, now this is the police and the family of Dr. Timothy Cunningham, he did not receive the promotion or the high security clearance. So allegedly, he disappeared that day when he didn't get the promotion, and they found his body in the Chattahoochee River down in Atlanta in April of that year. But from my understanding, he did a couple of interviews. I don't know if they're still around, but it was like rumors going on that he did interviews online that talks about his role as an epidemiologist and what the CDC does with how they test certain diseases and whatnot on the population. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Just think about Tuskegee experiment, and take a look. It's all online. Look at that type of stuff. And getting back, so we didn't know who he was for decades, and then the media said let's make him famous. Like Emilio Estevez, we played Billy the Kid in Young Guns. I'll make you famous. I can make you famous. I can make you famous. I can make you famous. That's the media. Because like brother Malcolm X would say, the media is the most powerful entity on the planet because it influences and controls the minds of the masses. So what we're looking at right now in 2024 is Operation Mockingbird on steroids. It's Operation Mockingbird, and that's a CIA operation where their goal is to control the media, the narrative, the information industrial complex, media, movies, Hollywood, print, whatever. So basically what y'all been getting, what y'all call news, is just propaganda, pumped up and propped up by the government, by the shadow government. Let's say shadow government. You know, so I can actually tell when I talk to people, engage with people, where they get their news from. I could tell a person, I talk to them right now, I could tell if they watch MSNBC all day, or if they watch CNN, or if they watch Fox News or whatever. But that's very dangerous to get your news from one place, especially in these times. And I don't think people are asking the right questions. Like, Donald Trump made mention last night of Kamala's picture or photo or illustration on the cover of Time magazine. He said she liked, like, I'm paraphrasing what he said at the X talk with Elon, that, it looked like, the world's most beautiful woman, great actress. He said interesting things. He said that the picture or the illustration reminding him of his wife, Melania, the Kamala thing. And my thing is, they're saying that she has a big lead in the polls and whatnot. But I don't trust it, because the sample size is too small. And who are they polling? The sample size is too small. This is a country of over 300 million people. Sample size is too small. Who are they polling to say that Kamala got this amazing lead over Donald Trump? The fact that she has not done an interview. Hold on, everybody. Got a couple things going on. God is good. We're going to get it. The devil is a liar. 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 Let's see. The devil is a liar. Okay, I got it. Okay, good. It's Mercury retrograde. I don't know about my other stuff. But what I'm saying is that Kamala is like, now she's the top contender. Like, she's the top, heavyweight contender now. And she was a featherweight, a lightweight for the last 3.5 years. And all of a sudden the media said she's the chosen one. She's the golden child. She's the anointed. I know my mom gave me newspapers when they went overseas to London and Paris. She brought home papers from London that show Kamala as the anointed one. She's anointed. And how can she go from being the chosen to being the barely mentioned? She went from being the barely mentioned to being the chosen one, the golden child. And I think it's very crazy. And people think that this is just a natural progression. Like, people, we thought about Kamala, we looked at her record and all that. And yeah, man, she is like one of the most qualified people. And people are not asking simple questions like, why do they pick her? She has not won one primary. She did not even win one when she was actually running for president back in 2020. She was done so bad at the polls and whatnot, at the voting spaces, that she dropped out. I mean, she couldn't even win her own state of California. She's the senator, supposed to be popular senator from California. She couldn't even carry water, whatever. But yet now here it is. She was the VP nominee, became vice president. Now she's, the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, didn't even earn it. It's like she is the ultimate DEI hire. She is the face of DEI. Didn't earn it. Didn't earn it. She's the face of that. And it was interesting that at the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, the lady asked, Donald Trump, did he believe that Kamala was a DEI hire? And he asked her, like, what do you mean? What's your definition? She couldn't tell the definition. Maybe she's a DEI hire too. And I just think it's fascinating that, y'all, people big on first, like first woman, first Black person, first this and that. I don't think identity politics has ever done anything for the people. And I think that voting is the biggest farce, not because you shouldn't vote, but because the reason why people vote for certain candidates has nothing to do with policy. Let me repeat. The reason why many of us vote for certain people has nothing to do with policy. It has nothing to do with it. If you listen to why people votes for certain candidates or don't vote for them, it's all about I don't like the way he talks to women. I don't like the way she looks. It's something like that. Like people, I remember sometimes doing like election cycles, people talk about uh could you have a beer with so and so? No, could you think you could have a good time with this person, have a beer? Donald Trump, from my understanding, he don't drink or he doesn't smoke. I think his Achilles heel is quarter pounders or Big Macs or something. I think he's a fan of McDonald's. The Donald is a fan of McDonald's, right? And, but he doesn't drink or smoke. But he can tell a story. He's a good conversationalist. He's very interesting. I think when Richard Nixon, I saw an interview that Richard Nixon said about, you want to be a successful politician, you got to be interesting. You got to be interesting. You got to be intriguing. Be interesting, And Donald Trump is most deaf interesting. He's about himself, of course, but I believe he's about a higher cause as well. And that's another thing about presidents. People talk about presidents. I don't know if I'm freezing up or what, I'm just gonna roll through it. But with presidents, you got to have a little bit of megalomania in your personality. You gotta be a narcissist to want to be president. You got to be a narcissist. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You got to have a little bit of megalomania in you. You got to be on the spectrum of being a narcissist and also having bouts of megalomania. You won't be a successful president by being nice, by being always, considerate. You got to be ruthless in a lot of ways. And that's why you got to have certain immunities when you're president. Obama, if he didn't have the immunity, he would be no better than the gangbanger in Chicago. Obama would be a drill rapper, gangbanger in Chicago because he was known as what? He was known as the drone ranger. Use drones to unalive, delete people, like it's a video game, like he's playing Call of Duty or Fortnite. And what I'm saying, like even with the Donald thing, it is crazy that we're not even talking about he almost got deleted himself several weeks ago. It's this phenomenon known as the memory hole, where they do so much to make you forget about what actually happened or almost happened. Thank God it didn't happen. But the fact that people can't even give him compassion or have empathy for a man who almost got his face shot off is fascinating to me. And they say it's fake. Nobody don't want to get shot. I don't care what y'all say. Ain't nobody want to get shot. They try to do a Daily Plaza in Butler, Pennsylvania. That's what happened. They were trying to do a Daily Plaza in Butler. And we got to tell the truth about ourselves. And we got to ask ourselves a question, is that why are we so like into being guinea pigs and lab rats? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we so into being lied to? You know what I'm saying? It's a human being thing. We don't really want to know the truth. It's like what Jack Nicholson said in A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. We can't handle the truth. We can't deal with the real. It's like you think what happened in Brazil last week with the plane crash, and people were saying on the online streets, on the online media, that there were 8 cancer doctors on that plane that perished, and that there were 7 doctors that supposed to be on that plane. In addition, supposed to be 15 doctors on that plane, some of the top experts in cancer research, but 7 decided to take an earlier flight, and 8 perished. And you got people that say, well, accidents happen. Of course they do. I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in accidents. Just like y'all, a lot of y'all think Kobe, his birthday coming up. Well, Kobe's birthday August 23rd, right? The Black Mamba. Y'all believe that was an accident too. Y'all like, accident. Don't you know that man was due in court that week? I want to say he was due in court Monday of that week or that week to take on a big pharmaceutical company concerning trademark rights to the Black Mamba name. It was a pharmaceutical company that was producing a line of medicine, drugs, whatever, with the Black Mamba. They wanted to use the Black Mamba name. And he was, we call it, contested it. And he was in court. He was due in court that week to contest or to challenge the big pharma company. And, on Sunday, right before the Grammys, they did a womp, 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 F him up, him and his daughter. Because when they go after you, they don't only go after you, they go after your legacies. look at the situation with the Kennedy family. You know, they just don't get JFK or RFK. They going after the kids, the grandkids, the great grands, all that stuff. This is what they do. This is the machine. And so Kobe, not only was he taking on Big Pharma, they said he was trying to start a basketball league in Asia. You saw the Olympics. Basketball is a big international phenom. It's grown a lot since 1992 with the original Dream Team. And I don't want to compare eras because that's not fair to them or them. You know, everybody's great in their era. Everybody shine when they supposed to shine. Everybody shine when they supposed to shine. But Kobe, he could have possibly started, you know, a league over in the Asian diaspora. He was very, very popular in Asia, in places like China and whatnot. There is documentation of him going out into China, crowds everywhere, places in Asia. Even his own teammates saw for themselves how big and huge and popular he was in Asia. And I remember I saw Tracy McGrady, T-Mac, doing an interview with Rachel Nichols on ESPN. I believe it was the same year that Kobe, they took him out. And he was saying that Kobe told them when they was kids, when they were younger, they came up through the AAU. I didn't know they was that close. Like they were really close coming up through the ranks. And he said that Kobe told him or confided in him that he wanted to die young and he wanted to be bigger than Jordan. And Kobe died early 40s. And people said, well, a lot of us are like, well, he's not bigger than Jordan. But if you talk to people like, let's say you talk to Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving, or dare I say Jason Tatum, if you ask those guys who's their favorite basketball player, a lot of them would say Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant is their favorite basketball player. He is their Jordan. Just like Jordan was Kobe's Jordan. And Kobe wanted to be like Mike, right? And that's how it works. But, I don't believe in accidents. It's like, Walter Reuther, the famous labor leader. He was a close associate of Dr. King. He was very much involved in the civil rights movement. He perished in a plane crash with his wife and bodyguard. I think everybody on board died. Look at what happened to Walter Reuther's airplane. I think that was back in May of 70. I'm not too sure. Let me look it up so y'all won't crucify me too bad if I get the dates and times and whatever. When did Walter Reuther die? He did not die a natural death. I don't believe in no accidents. May 9th, 1970, his plane crashed in Michigan. And he was a big supporter of the civil rights movement. He was a big figure in labor. You think about Jimmy Hoffa. A lot of people don't. Walter Reuther was just as big as Jimmy Hoffa back in his time. And, him, the Reuther brothers from West Virginia, I believe. William, West Virginia. Let me see about the plane crash, right? I'm going to read this. It said on May 9th, 1970, Walter Reuther, his wife, May, architect Oscar Stoneroff, Reuther's bodyguard, William Wolfman, pilot George O. Evans, and co-pilot Joseph U. Carafa were killed when their chartered Learjet 23 crashed in flames at 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time. The plane arriving from Detroit in rain and fog was on final approach to Pellston Regional Airport in Pellston, Michigan, near the UAWs, United Auto Workers. They bring a United Auto Workers in reference to Trump and Elon last night. Okay. UAW's recreational and educational facility at Black Lake, Michigan. It said it was on final approach to Pellston Regional Airport in Pellston, Michigan, near the UAW's recreational and educational facility at Black Lake, Michigan. The National Transportation Safety Board discovered that the plane's altimeter was missing parts. See, I'm gonna read that again. This is the plane that crashed with some very important people on the plane, in particular Walter Reuther, who had a history of escaping assassination attempts. So it says, according to the National Transportation Safety Board, discovered that the plane's altimeter was missing parts. Some incorrect parts were installed, and one of its parts had been installed upside down, leading some to speculate that Reuther may have been murdered. Reuther had been subjected earlier to 2 assassination attempts and a similar near crash in a small plane 1969. Then journalist Michael Parenti wrote, Reuters' demise appears as part of a truncation of liberal and radical leadership that included the death of four national figures: President John Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Senator Robert Kennedy. So that what happened to Walter Reuther. You see how they were missing parts in the plane. Why the plane was okay. See, they weren't talking about it was foggy. They always, there's a crash. It's always got to do with the weather conditions and pilot errors. But they actually admitting the National Transportation Board, whatever, admitted that there was missing parts in that plane and that things were put in wrong places. Don't tell me that was an accident. If you knew who this man was, let's look at the history of what he was doing. And like I said, there have been numerous assassination attempts on this man and on his brothers. It's like the Kennedy brothers. So we don't even talk about Walter Reuther today. His name is not even mentioned. Jimmy Hoffa went missing. He's dead. Jimmy was old back then. So he disappeared, July 30th, 75 up in Michigan. And I know he dead now because you'll be way over 100 years old if he was still alive. But this is stuff we don't talk about. So when that happened in Brazil last week, it's interesting. You got 8 doctors, the top cancer doctors in the world on one plane. It should have been 15. It's like that missing flight, MH370, Malaysian flight. Was it MH370, the Malaysian flight? And you had some interesting people on board of that flight too. So, Brother Ron, what's the point of talking about this? I don't really know. It's just like last night when the X Space got to a late start, and they started, I think a little bit over 40 minutes late, and they said it was a cyber attack on the platform, and I believe it was because Trump. I never seen nothing like it where a guy is so hated by the establishment. Trump is a billionaire, but he's really anti-establishment. He's really not business as usual. He actually did do a lot of good things that are not talked about. Yeah, he's full of hyperbole, but he's a celebrity. Started as a celebrity business person, very media savvy. I think Trump is really media savvy. He understands. But I went around the world, right? Let's get back to Kamala Harris, right? She's on the cover of Time magazine. She is not doing any interviews. She has not done an interview since she became the so-called presumptive presidential nominee. And I think that's weird that people are propping her up and she has not been questioned by the press. Trump has made himself way available to media and to scrutiny. Like I said, he's been, on people's streams and stuff like that. He did press conferences, and people got the nerve to say he's afraid to face Kamala in debate. I think Kamala one is running scared because Trump ain't never scared. He ain't never scared, right? He ain't never scared. Trump never scared, man. But Kamala's one running scared, but she's doing the same tactic as Sleepy Joe, Underground Railroad Joe. Y'all like him? Let my people vote. Underground Railroad Joe. She hiding in the basement. They got her. They got her in the bunker. But yeah, she's the lead. I mean, come on, man. But the American people, it is sad how gullible we are. But this is all by design. This is because of the miseducation system that needs to be abolished, needs to be defunded. The Department of Education needs to go. I'm looking at people that's graduated from high school. This is not people that's dropping out of high school. These people graduate from high school. They can't read or write. They can't do cursive. They can't do simple arithmetic. When I go to places, I make sure I give them a debit card because they can't count. I mean, I try to give people money that folds and jingles. They can't even count. And I'm not looking at them as they something wrong with. I don't see them as being dumb. I see them as being messed over. They got messed over real young. Because like a lot of things, what they do is they got this phenomenon in schools and public education. You call it social promotion, where a kid could pass or make it to the next grade level without learning the skill sets they need to learn in that particular grade level. Because longer they don't bother the teacher or whatever or cause a disturbance in the classroom, they allow them to keep going and going. But you're setting up the kids for failure, and then you set up the kids for failure. It's generational curses that's being born out this system. and you look at the fact that black boys are targeted early for dysfunction in the miseducation or diseducation, whatever you will call it, system, it is not kind to young black boys. And now we're looking at the fact that the most, I'm gonna say this. Malcolm X said something 60 something years ago. He said, well, about 60 years, yes, it's gotta be 60 something. Cause he ain't been dead 60 years yet, right? He'll be dead. It'll be the 60th anniversary next year, and also the 100th anniversary of his birth next year. And it's like we still ain't understand what Malcolm was telling us. And he said something about the black woman being the most disrespected, in America. I believe it's the black man. A matter of fact, when you think about it, like they do studies and say the black women are some of the most educated group of people in America, black American women. But look at the state of their men. And I was looking at a documentary about a prominent public school in Baltimore. I think it was Frederick Douglass High School in Baltimore. A lot of great people came out that school. I want to say Thurgood Marshall or maybe Cab Calloway. I don't know. Don't crucify me, but I was looking at this documentary about this phenomenal public school, but it's went down the dumps. Like everything is just on turmoil. But it was a white woman that worked in education and politics, whatever, in Baltimore. I ain't gonna never forget what she said. She said, based on paraphrasing what she said, I think the documentary came out on HBO. She said, until this country does right by black boys and black men, this country will never be what it can be. And the reason why I bring up black men is because, we taking a lot of hell, for standing up right now. We say, look, we can't go along with the Judge Brown said, the demon-gated plantation. We can't go along. We ready to run away. We escaped slaves. We ready to go into the swamps now. And our own people are trying to just, they hate us. You got other black men that hate black men that go their own way. It's something about Trump that resonates with brothers, not all brothers, but a significant portion of us, because we see how he's being mistreated. Yeah, he's a billionaire. Yeah. He got orange white privilege. He got white orange privilege, whatever. But the way he's being disrespected is insane. It's crazy, and a lot of brothers could identify with that. I remember when 50 Cent went to Capitol Hill with Benjamin Crump, Attorney Crump, and somebody in the media asked him, well, what is black men's fascination with Trump? And 50 said something like, because he understands RICO, or he deals with RICO. RICO, like, racketeering, corrupt organizations act, whatever. That's how Giuliani made his name in New York back in the 80s. So able to get all the 5 mob bosses of the 5 families, give them like football numbers. Like it would have included Paul Castellano, who was the boss of the Gambino crime family, but he was taken out before Christmas by John Gotti and Sammy the Bull Gravano and some of their young Turks. So basically, Giuliani used the RICO thing to take out the heads of the 5 families up in New York. Majority of the heads of the 5 families back in the 80s. So they also used the RICO for R. Kelly, but it's weird that R. Kelly is the only one that went to prison. If he was running an organization, a cartel, or whatever, why was he the only one that got targeted? And what they're trying to do down in Atlanta with Young Thug with some RICO stuff, but that thing should be thrown out of court. I don't know. The judge got dismissed that was over the case for the majority of the time. That case should be thrown out of court. And I'm sure there's going to be some things. I don't know if it's Young Thug free. I'm not keeping up with the case. But it's funny how Fannie Willis got her fingers and hands deep in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all this dysfunction. But a lot of people can identify. And Trump, to me, he got the mentality of a heavyweight champion. He's a boxer. He approached politics like a boxer. Sometimes he do the Ali rope-a-dope and stuff like that. Sometimes he come out and just swing, brawl like Tyson. But he's definitely a fighter. And that speaks to that, because he's not fighting only for his livelihood or for the presidency. He's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his legacy. He's fighting for his name, his family, but he's also fighting, I believe, for America. He's fighting for people to be given a chance. And like I said, I talk to people online, especially black people, and they try to debate me on the Trump thing. I'm saying, look, you vote for who you want, and they will say, well, what has he done for black people? I said, well, he gave the money to the HBCUs. Nobody from an HBCU never said, they never came out from any HBCU he gave a lot of money to say he was lying about that. He gave a lot of money to the HBCUs. One thing about Trump I like was his idea for the platinum plan. He wanted to allocate $500 billion to Black America to help with our infrastructure, to help our entrepreneurs, to help people that want to come up. That would have been like the platinum plan would have been like what veterans from World War II, black veterans should have got from the GI Bill. Many of the black veterans come out of World War II were denied all the benefits of the GI Bill. And like my grandfather, who was a member of the Red Ball Express, like Mega Evers, who got 100% service connected disabled, who didn't get his first disability check until 1955. World War II ended in 1945. That's my maternal grandfather who helped raise me. He didn't get all the benefits he should have got at the so-called GI Bill. In a way, Donald Trump was going to do stuff kind of like what Lyndon B. Johnson was trying to do with the Great Society program with affirmative action. He did opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott to help, get the hood economy going, or whatever y'all want to call it. He helped finance Jesse Jackson's presidential runs back in the 80s. He stood 10 toes down for Mike Tyson when he was going through all that rape stuff, conviction and stuff like that, when people were turning their backs on him. And according to some people, he did things for black businessmen behind the scenes, like forgave loans he gave to people to help start their businesses or keep their businesses. He helped provide housing for the Black Panther Party up in New York back in the 70s in Harlem. So he did a lot of great things. And I'm not saying he didn't do terrible things. I'm not saying that the Trump organization did not take advantage of housing discrimination and redlining, but Trump and his people did not invent housing discrimination or redlining. The American government invented redlining and housing discrimination. Trump benefited. Like he told us back in 2016 that the game is rigged. Anytime a person could file for bankruptcies on casinos and still make a profit, something's not right. Something smells rotten in Denmark, my man, because he told you it's a fix. Like when they try to talk, no, Donald Trump filed the bankruptcy. He said, I never filed personal bankruptcy. My family never went hungry or starving or wanting. He did that as business protection. People with money in deep pockets and stuff and resources. They filed bankruptcy to reorganize their business and protect their assets. Even 50 Cent filed bankruptcy at one point, I believe, to protect his assets from certain lawsuits that he was involved in. And people talk about, Isaac Hayes' son. He sent a cease and desist to the Trump organization or Trump campaign. Stop playing his father, the great Isaac Hayes, Black Moses, Sam and Dave's song, Hold On, I'm Coming, whatever. I think he wrote that with can't think of his name. His name right up. The masquerade is over. No, I can't think of his writing partner. I know him. But anyway, he sent a cease and desist via his attorneys to the Trump organization to stop playing Hold On, I'm Coming. And he said if they don't honor that by August the 16th, that they got to pay out $3 million. Now, August the 16th is an interesting day in history. August the 16th is the death day of Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, Robert Johnson. You got the king of rock and roll, the queen of soul, and the king of the blues, the Delta blues. They all died on August 16th. And also Babe Ruth died on August 16th. He's the king of baseball. Whatever. I mean, I know everybody got their own opinions about who this and that. I'm just saying that's an interesting day to consider, like offering Donald Trump that situation, that cease and desist, or else you pay us $3 million. Or nah, he didn't even say or else. He actually said they gotta pay $3 million by the 16th. My bad. If I read that letter correctly. And it's no secret that Isaac Hayes' son, he's all for Kamala. He's made it known he's for the Kamala Harris. And I really have no problem with that. Like I said, it's weird that if you're a black person in America, if you're an American black person, if you say, well, I'm not going with Kamala and the Democrats, or I'm voting for Trump, people want to disown you. I can't even have conversations with people in my family or with strangers. They get all upset. I said, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all getting upset? To me, it takes courage to admit that you voting for the orange dude. I'm going with the orange man. Not going with the white man. I'm not going with the black, whatever she is. I'm going with the orange man because I love my country. I love this country because this is my country. This is not, I'm a citizen. I'm of this soil. So I'm a patriot. And my thing is, you cannot have this without having black people. America does not happen without black people or native people, or indigenous people. But it doesn't happen. It's like you think about, Old Dirty Bastard. Y'all know him as Old Dirty Bastard, the rapper. Old Dirty Bastard didn't see himself as just a black man. He saw himself as a Native American. His people actually sold the island of Manhattan to the white folk, to the colonizers, right? Those his people. And it's interesting, man. We don't know who we really are. That's by design. Because if we knew who we are, or who we were, or whose we be, or where we come from, there's a lot of things we would not put up with. It's like Henry Ford, the auto giant, right? Henry Ford, he said something to the effect. He said, if the people knew how banking really worked, how the banking system really worked, there would be a revolution by sunrise. If the people knew how things really got down and get down, but I don't know, because we so out of shape as a country. People are so like out of shape. They so dependent on the system. The system is a death machine. Like the system puts you on medication. I don't want to get in trouble, but the system will put you on stuff, right? I don't know if the goal is to get better or to get worse. Like if you try to do a clinical trial, like let's say, they had a blood pressure clinical trial, right? And he said, I want to participate. And it says, how many blood thinners are you taking? I said, blood thinners? No, I'm not taking nothing. I'm just taking this one thing. Oh, you can't participate. Oh, I can't participate because I'm not as effed up as y'all need me to be. Exactly. You're not messed up like you need to be for us to do this to you. But they already doing it to us, man. They've been doing this to us. It's like they don't respect the intelligence of the people, but a lot of people falling for the okie doke. Because if you look at CNN or MSNBC, or you look at these talking heads, y'all believe the polls. The polls ain't. I never got a call for anybody asking me who I think should be president, who should be elected president November 5th, 2024. I didn't get no email or text message. I get text messages about people want to buy properties and houses I don't own from me, like LLCs and stuff. Even getting vote text messages, a reminder, but nobody ever say, well, Brother Ron, what you think about who should be president? And my thing is, the woman, if she can't do an interview, Trump is doing interviews. He's out there doing press conferences. But yet people tell me that he's the one afraid to debate Kamala. No, I think Kamala is afraid to debate Trump. And the fact that people give her a pass, like y'all demand things of Trump. Trump about several different things. If it's Project 47, is it Project or Agenda 47, excuse me, is it Project 2025? He even put out something, I believe, from his campaign about his 20 commitments to America, like the 20 things that he stands on, 10 toes down on. He even sent that out, I believe. I saw it on X. I believe that's his stuff. I don't know what to believe anymore. But Kamala has no, from my understanding, on her website, I have not looked on her website, mind you. She has no agenda, no platform that she's promoting, her or the DNC, that we could see that's transparent. But I have seen that Kamala has been taking some of Trump's talking points and try to be more Trump than Trump. But yet you got Van Jones of the Crying Negro Network talking about, man, she's the most underestimated politician in the country. He said she's doing genius. She's not doing interviews. Now imagine if Trump did what Kamala did. Do you think he'd be called a genius or he'd be called a coward? And just mind you, he took a bullet to the face. He took it almost hit him it hit him in the ear, so it hit him in the head. Y'all want to say that's fake, but I'm saying the fact that this man almost got, deleted before a live audience, for a captive audience, still does not give him any type of break with people. Trump came up with the platinum plan for Black America. Trump met with Ice Cube and his people. I think Ice Cube, but they connected, they communicated about the contract with Black America. Y'all peed on Ice Cube. Y'all say, man, your ice ain't colder than the white man's ice at the Demagated plantation, man. Your ice ain't better than the Massa Candy ice. Because Joe Biden is Calvin Candy from Django. He's a descendant of Calvin Candy. He's a descendant. I'm sorry. He's a descendant of Calvin Candy from Django. Candyland. Y'all said we can't leave Candyland. They got the best ice. Ice, baby. We need some ice, baby. You know what I'm saying? Not just drill, baby, but some ice, baby. Those who know is what I'm talking about. Take it to the bridge, But if he said, I don't want to do interviews, do Trump get the cover of Time magazine if he don't do interviews? I never seen nothing like that. What they doing for Kamala, and then when she does an interview, she get people that are very kind. Like Trump said, she get a nice interviewer. And then they ask her a question like, Vice President, Madam Vice President, people are concerned about inflation. What can you do about the inflation and economy? She'll go from there and she'll go talking about reproductive rights and trans rights and all that stuff. I said, they asked about the economy though. Vice President, Madam Vice President, they didn't ask about, reproductive rights and trans issues. And people don't even follow up because that she take you around the world and she might be dealing with some stuff. But to say that people don't support her because she's a woman or a person of color, that can be true. But sometimes, people call, people say, it's not talk to a brother or sister, they encounter some so-called white person. They say that white person don't like Black people because they don't like me. So it could be possible, of course. But could it also be they don't like your personality? It's not necessarily you, how you look, but how you act, your character. Could it be that too? And not just be the skin color thing? I don't know, but it can be the skin color thing because people are weird like that. Because the same people that act like they so rational, they say, "Well, I don't vote for Donald Trump." They can't give you a good reason why. They'll tell you how they feel about him or how they feel about supporting Kamala, and then they vote shame Black people. I've never seen a group of people that get vote shame like Black people. Indians don't get vote shame. Asians don't get vote shame. Poor whites gonna get vote shame. Working whites, they get catered to. Because you just think about the swing states. That's code word for working class and poor class white people. Then what the swing states about? What about the Black vote? Because they not getting a sniff of the White House. The Democratic Party, the Democratic Party won't be getting to the White House without a significant percentage of the Black vote. That Black vote got to be almost 90%. If it's below 90%, they're not getting into the White House. So this is why they send out their court justice and they minstrel show entertainers to try to get people to twerk and and laugh to the polls to votes for Kamala, the Divine Nine and all that stuff. See, y'all, some of y'all be some I like Steve Coakley. He exposed the boule. Some of y'all, the same people that say that, y'all say, I'm gonna vote for Kamala. Steve Coakley basically lost his life exposing the same folks that y'all should not be supporting, that mean you no good. Joe Biden has spent 50 years of his career undermining, destroying the Black family. And y'all got the nerve talking about Trump and the Central Park Five. He made a lot of Central Park Fives happen. Trump just wrote his opinion that was a popular opinion at the time based on media perception, based on public perception, based on media. And y'all see, y'all didn't know who Central Park Five was until Netflix, man. let's be real. I knew about the Central Park Five because I'm a nerd and I'm a weirdo. Just look at 2020 when I was a kid. And they talked about the Central Park Five case back in the 90s. I knew about their cases in the 90s. Just like I knew about Emmett Till since I was in 4th grade. Had nothing to do with school. School never taught me Black history. I learned that on my own. I'm on my own. I didn't learn that from no school, man. I don't know what that is. But what I'm saying is that y'all mad at Trump about the wrong stuff. I can understand if you were mad about some legitimate stuff when it comes to the orange man. But there's a lot of stuff y'all can let go, man. Y'all can just let go and let God on that because Kamala has done a lot of damage, man. Black folks lost homes out in California because she was messing around, gave some privilege to One West Bank. The Mnuchin guy, was he running that? Was he under Trump? See, Trump, look at the people around Trump. Whatever you think about Trump, this man was like Daniel in the lion's den. He was in the middle of the swamp. Look at John Bolton. He's a war hawk. And he said something about Trump that was disrespectful. But it figures that John Bolton, the type of person that he is, would say something like Trump because they thrive off of wars. Trump did not get us into one war. Trump did not get us into war, folks. And y'all kept on saying, well, Trump gonna bring World War III. Biden and company has brought World War III. We are in World War III. There ain't no rumors of World War III. Or no, we are in World War III. Y'all just, y'all looked at the Olympics and got happy for Steph Curry and LeBron James. They shouldn't even have the Olympics. That's how bad it is. They're not telling us how bad it is over here. That's how bad it is worldwide. The world is at war. And y'all keep on talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out or whatever movie, Tyler Perry movie. Man, we at war, man. This is spiritual warfare, but we at war. And it is interesting. Like in Chicago, I can't wait for the DNC. I can't wait. I can't wait. Black folks gonna show out at the DNC. They gonna show black folks in Chicago ain't playing with y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That Bradley Johnson, what is it? Bradley Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, he a joke, man. He treat black folks like we nothing. This man is so disrespectful. And he's a part of the legacy of Harold Washington. He's the anti-Washington. I never seen black people so dismissive of other black folks. I saw a clip today of a black woman. She saw the mayor with his entourage. He was rolling deep like he was a rapper or something. He had a deep entourage. He was rolling real deep, like he was Farrakhan or somebody with the fruit of Islam. And she said, Mayor Johnson, I campaigned for you. I voted for you, and I told people to vote. But we need housing out here. We hurting out here, Mayor Johnson. I got a $2,000 gas bill. Woman said she got a $2,000 gas, and we need housing. We got rats and raccoons out here. He said, can you help me right quick? He said something very smart and disrespectful. He said something. I can't get you housing right quick or right now. Something I can't do it quick. And then people started laughing. His goons, whatever, started laughing. And the woman basically said, I'm going to vote for red. We going red in Chicago. Y'all going to lose because y'all treat us like nothing. Y'all get the migrants, everything. Think about Chicago. They shut down schools in Chicago for black children. But yet they reopen these schools, refurbish them for migrants, right? And housing, all that stuff. That stuff is ridiculous. And for folks to say we okay with that, you got black boule folks on my social media timeline talking about, they don't, what jobs are they taking from black people? It's not about they taking jobs, they replacing us, period. Between that and AI, they replacing us. So y'all keep on talking crazy because you are part of Divine Nine and you got nice little job, plush little job with a little name, title, and all that. But yet black folks catching hell overall. This can't last forever. And it's the Democratic convention. They're going to be suppressing a lot of different narratives. But I give love and respect to the black Americans, black made Americans in Chicago. They're going to stand up and show out and be counted by the Most High. Like Brother Malcolm X would say, he said the Negro Revolution is controlled by foxy white liberals and the government, but the Black Revolution is controlled by God, and it's happening shy. Shy gonna set it off. This is Black August. It's time to reclaim our narrative and stand 10 toes down. So I support black Americans in Chicago because y'all got to set it off for us and get this party crack-a-lacking. But we got to send a message to the Democrats. Enough is enough. In the spirit of Fannie Lou Hamer, Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, 1964, sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, black men must be respected. All this worshiping black women, all that, honor the black man, because it was black men that bled in the Civil War that was able to get the women. White women, black women could not have gotten the right to vote if it was for black men standing up and bleeding for this country. Black men saved the Union. My great grandfather, Frank Moon, from Moon Landing, Tunica County, Mississippi, U.S. color troop. He saved this country. He saved his family. He saved me. I wouldn't be here. It was my ancestor, Frank Moon, who fought in the Civil War. So what I'm saying is, it's gonna take black men standing up again to save this country from itself. And it started with Cat Williams. So you see, people underestimate the power of a black man. Cat Williams set off the year with their interview with Shannon. So let's be of good spirit, of good cheer, and get this done, because it's very important. Because Trump is our best bet. This is not about savior. This is about strategy. And we got to help black people around him that know the business. Like, he needs a black cabinet. The black people he got around him ain't gonna do the job, because a lot of them, they just there for themselves and for their circle. They're not there for the people. We need some intelligent, dedicated black people that will offer Trump a different perspective and view of what's going on with Black America. Because I really do believe he want to help Black America. Just like when Lyndon B. Johnson did affirmative action, that speech at Howard University, he talking about using affirmative action to help Black American people who folk could trace their lineage up into the slavery days. But yeah, affirmative action is for everybody but Black American people. It's for whites, women, it's for immigrants, legal and illegal, it's for handicapped people, it's for everybody but Black Americans. You know, there's no bill, even Emmett Till bill is not about Black people. Let's read it. But we have people that mean well. We have some thinkers in our group, in our so-called group, but they it's like too much ego. And if we're gonna do the work, you can't worry about who gets credit. Because when we so concerned about who gets the credit, well, they coined the phrase, or they did this and stuff like that. But can we just put our egos aside and come together for this cause to get that check for our people, the secure that bag for our people, for our ancestors? Can we just do that at one time? Can we do that and become like some Black Avengers or something like that? But in the same time, I'm not perfect. I got flaws. And I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing what I need to do, and for being the light that I tend to shine as long as I'm here. And I want y'all to have that encouraged and stay encouraged as well. But yeah, I don't have no problem with Donald Trump. I just really don't understand the Trump derangement syndrome. Like, he was very popular with Black people just 10 years ago. People love Trump. The Apprentice, and I was never a big Trump fan, but something hit me in 2016. I just couldn't do the Hillary thing. Cause I know about the Clinton and the body count. I know about Mena, Arkansas. I know about Ron Brown. I just couldn't do the Hillary thing. Hillary, just something about her seemed off. The fact that I believe she laughed when Gaddafi got deleted. She was laughing about it, kind of like Kamala Harris like to laugh at inappropriate times. That's Hillary. But you know what's funny about Hillary? Hillary was a Republican. Just like Donald Trump used to be a Democrat at first, right? Hillary was a Republican. She was a Barry Goldwater girl. Her folks was staunch conservatives, lived outside Chicago in the suburbs, and they was for Barry Goldwater in 64. So Hillary did about face, and Hillary, she was trained by a dude named Sal Alinsky. That's Sal Alinsky. He was a community organizer from Chicago. Sal Alinsky was trained by a labor union icon dude, John Lewis. I think his name was John L. Lewis, not the John Lewis from the Civil Rights Movement, but there was a prominent labor figure named John Lewis. His other mentor was Frank Nitti, who ran the Chicago outfit, the Mob. That was Al Capone's number 2 that got moved up to the boss when Al Capone went to Alcatraz. So he was trained by Frank Nitti and John Lewis. This is Hillary's mentor. He actually selected Hillary, trained her, and all that stuff. and he did a infamous Playboy interview before he died. He talked about, I guess, making deals with the devil or something. I don't know, something like that. But he's the one that they be trying to use to pin on Obama. But he was before Obama's time in terms of Obama was a little kid when I think Saul Alinsky passed away. He never met him. Let me see when Saul Alinsky passed away. Y'all say, well, Brother Ron, he telling lies. Oh my God. I'm about to get off here, y'all. But he died in June 12th, 1972. He was born June 30th, 1909. That's Saul Alinsky. Yeah, look up Saul Alinsky. Saul, Saul, Alinsky, Alinsky. So these people are interested because they planned for decades doing this stuff. Let me see y'all in the chat. She did Haiti dirty scamming the hurricane. Yeah, I remember that. What happened? Some people believe that the hurricane in Haiti, like, was it an earthquake too? Was it an earthquake and a hurricane or something like that? It was like an earthquake, I believe. People believe that earthquake, whatever, was caused by some type of weather modification machine. Yeah, Saul Alinsky, satanic rules for radicals. Right? Yeah, that's Saul Alinsky. Yes. Alinsky met Obama's real daddy, Frank Marshall. I do believe that dude, Frank Marshall, is Obama's daddy. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all call me conspiracy weirdo, but he looked more like Frank Marshall Davis than Obama Sr. You know what I'm saying? Just look, I showed it to y'all on my show. Y'all call me Ron's crazy. Yep. Let me see. It's so much stuff. That's why I did the show. But yeah, I thought that that X thing was powerful. Because like you look at the media, how they critiqued it, they say he was rambling. Trump is a very intelligent dude. He knows a lot of different things. Like Judge Joe Brown said, he got a lot of information in his head. He's a man full of knowledge at heart. Steve Coakley never said Boulay was after him. He don't have to say nothing, bro. What they got to do? Dr. King never said the government was after him either. You know, but he did say that the greatest purveyor of violence on the planet is my own government. That's Dr. King. You don't have to say nothing for them to be after you, bro. This is what soup on whatever. Soup bone. He said, I believe Frank Marshall Davis, because another brother said it was what's his name? I forgot his name. Master teacher. He said it was Malcolm X. I'm gonna go with Frank Marshall Davis. Simply for the fact that because Obama makes mention of Frank Marshall Davis in his book Dreams from My Father, whatever that book, I believe that was his mentor in Hawaii. And it makes more sense to me, considering Frank Marshall Davis' background, that he has that connection with Obama. But I just put that out there so people could research what you said. Yeah, he had an Indonesian, Satoru, that was his stepdaddy. Trying to see. How about look at this? Yeah, he wants to help you so much that he wants to give the police immunity for prosecution. So when they pop one, nothing would happen. Since when? It's always been like that, dude. Or whatever, soup bone. Go back to Larry Payne. And we talk about Dr. King. Larry Payne got killed by the police March 28th, 1968 in the projects in Memphis, Tennessee, after Dr. King's last march. You had witnesses. This happened in broad daylight. You had witnesses. This is the projects. You had witnesses all around that saw MPD officer L.D. Jones shoot that guy in cold blood to act like he had a knife or whatever he didn't have. They never found one. And then threatening to unalive his mom. You know what I'm saying? She came close to try to, that's a son lying there, shot up and bleeding. So L.D. Jones died maybe back in 2019, but the authorities told the family for years that this man passed on. But what they ended up doing was they allowed him to stay a police officer for decades. He was able to move around and be a law enforcement officer, and he died of old age. So they always had immunity, my man. It's been like, y'all, Miss me with that. I can go back to with Darren Wilson, with Mike Brown, summer 2014. Nothing happened out of that. He was able to get the only time I seen anything was when those 5 black police officers got decertified, Memphis police officers that gave Tyree Nichols that deadly beatdown. You don't see too many police getting any type of punishment. Be honest, a lot of them do stuff like Tamir Rice, the guy who unalive or deleted Tamir Rice, he was able to get another job. So rarely do you see police anything happen. And really because of like police, you got to ask yourself the question, who are they there to protect and serve? Police, you can't spell policy without, POLIC. So they protect and serve the policy and the policy maker. So what is the policy and who are the policy makers? It's not necessarily the politicians either. It's not politicians are the puppets. Yeah, David Porter. My man David Porter wrote with Isaac Hayes, "Hold on, I'm coming." I actually know David Porter. He's an interesting dude. He had this song called "The Masquerade." Thank y'all. Very intelligent people in the audience. Yes, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Yes. Yeah, they are very much. That's fake news. I don't believe nothing because I'm looking at the climate. You mean to tell me y'all okay with 4 more years of bread and eggs and gas and light bills being this much and rent being too high? We okay with 4 more years of this? I don't think so. There were AIDS cured doctors on Malaysia flight. Yeah, there was some interesting people on that flight as well. This is what they do. It was a world-renowned scientist. Like a little bit after September 11 happened, a world-renowned scientist got disappeared. Thank you. Who chill? Thank you for tuning in. To tune out, to tune in. Yeah. So it was a world-renowned scientist that came to Memphis a little bit after September 11th. He went missing, and they ended up finding him in the Mississippi River some type of way, I believe. And he was a specialist on something. I don't know, it was related to anthrax or something. But that never sat right with me, what happened to him. And a lot of times you're never gonna get any type of answer to your questions. Like, things happen. People say it's an accident, but yet they do a investigation. It comes up inconclusive. So you do with what you want to do with the information. I just don't believe in accidents. Appreciate you back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tune out to tune in again in when you feel it. Thank you so much. Y'all showing up tonight, but I'm about to close it out. About to close it out. Said the OG, huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm getting up there. I definitely want to stand on the G part. I definitely want to do the thing. Say I'm in the Pittsburgh area. I don't see any cam, whoa, cam yard signs for what that's worth. But she got Pennsylvania, right? Because you got Joe Shapiro. He like the Jewish Obama. Joe Shapiro, I ain't know too much about him until when they did the rolling out rally for Tim Walz as VP in Philly, and then Joe Shapiro spoke. And I thought I was hearing Obama speaking. That boy, he was dynamic though. I'll tell you, if this was 2008 or 2012, he might have had me. But now since it's 2024, I've been through some things, been through some life changes. I said, nah, you can't do what y'all did in 2008 and 2012. Y'all ain't gonna get us this time. Ain't no banana in the tailpipe going down this time. Hey, thank you for tuning out to tune in to get in where you fit in. They don't do real polls. It's like you got to go back. See, Democrats, the Democrats, right, are kind of like what Hitler people was. Like it's the liberals that become the fascists. If you look at history, it's always the most liberal groups that become the fascists, the dictators. So you think about Joseph Goebbels, the media propaganda master for them Nazi people, and how he used media, like, use movies and whatnot to push a certain agenda. So like what Hitler said something, or somebody said, or he said it, Joseph Goebbels, if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, people believe it's true. So this is the Kamala effect. This was happening with Kamala, because ain't no way Kamala is like, now everybody thinks she's the chosen one, that she's an all-time great. She never had to earn that crown. She never had to earn it. Obama had to go through primaries, right? Trump had to go through primaries. This is his third, time up, right? So he had to go through some things, and he's still going through stuff. But Kamala, I don't think a lot of people could survive the scrutiny and all this stuff that Trump is going through, and also the weaponized just us system. This is supposed to break him. You think Biden couldn't survive the stuff that Trump is going through? You think Kamala could have survived it, or would she have succumbed to it? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. 100. Yeah, Dr. Cunningham. Yes, he was found in Chattahoochee, and then they tried to character assassinate him. That's what they do. They tried, like he was caught up in some type of lover triangle. Some stuff, man. It's just weird, man. But the cops and police and the family say he never got that promotion and that high security clearance that the CDC said they gave him. And I remember reading somewhere online, the CDC said something that was weird. They said he didn't have a high enough security clearance for us to eliminate him or delete him. But I believe the police and the family this time that he didn't get that promotion. BS Malcolm said about Democrats. You still running with that BS Malcolm said about Democrats and Republicans. It's not BS, it's the truth. The truth hurts you. A hit dog holler. You've been hollering. You howling at the moon right now. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna check it out. I'm checking out. I'm checking out. You said because they don't believe in rules, liberalism is satanic. Aleister Crowley is the ultimate liberal. Do what thou wilt. Also Aleister Crowley, one of his people he trained was Jack Parsons. That's the father of the space program, NASA. See, that NASA don't talk about they made a deal with the devil in order to create that space program. Jack Parsons was a rocket pioneer. He was into rockets when rocket science was considered a joke. It was a pseudoscience when he came on the scene. But Jack Parsons was a follower of Aleister Crowley. He was a practitioner of sex magic. Like he would have like large orgies out in the California desert to manifest things, to open up portals for demons to come through. And he was trying to get a woman impregnated with the Antichrist, what we call the Antichrist. And I think he succeeded or something like that, and something happened. But anyway, he allegedly blew himself up by accident in his garage, mixing some chemicals. He was about 37 years young, but he's one of the founders of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory out in Pasadena, California. And NASA don't want to talk about one of their founders being into the devil, being a follower of Aleister Crowley, because Jack Parsons were also good friends with L. Ron Hubbard, but they had a falling out. Appreciate you, brother Ron. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Matt. Biden would have still beaten Trump had he continued on. He would have beaten him to the restroom probably, or to the rest home. He would not beating him. I don't think he beat him last time. You trying to tell me that the person got the most votes in U.S. presidential history, he couldn't get barely 80 people to come through a drive-through, handing out free hot dogs and stuff. And meanwhile, Trump is on the road. He's like a rock star, packing out arenas and stuff. Come on, man. Well, you drink. What's that soup in your soup bone that you drinking? Sipping on some soup bone. Sip, sipping on some soup bone. I mean, y'all gotta, I'm just here to make you think, as one brother would say. I'm just here. I'm a thought provocateur. That's what I do. Spirit Cooking chick hang. Yeah, she hang with not only Jay-Z, but Hillary Clinton and all them. They all in it together. Spirit Cooking, yeah. Y'all look up Spirit Cooking. You know, they into spirit cooking and pizza and everything. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I think the Wi-Fi kind of holding up. Been kind to me. Thank y'all so much, man. This means a lot. Y'all check me out, but do me a favor. Sign up, because like we all, I mean, you YT, the YT plantation, they working overtime to try to get you a truly. But do me a favor. I want y'all to do this. Subscribe to rumble.com/we all BTV. Let's build up that platform. I think I got over 100 subscribers. So far, so good on that. Please subscribe. And I can still, if y'all need to stay on the YT plantation, hit us up at We All BTV too. This stream will be available on that. I'm starting migrating a lot of the intellectual property from We All BTV, the channel 1, to We All BTV 2 into Rumble. And also, for right now, patreon.com/We All B. We'll be uploading the banned videos from YouTube. I got a whole bunch of banned videos from YouTube that I want to, give to the members, people who want to pay and invest in the movement. Very important. I got banned Dick Gregory, Judge Joe Brown, Dr. Randy Short, and other videos off of YouTube. So I'm just getting prepared for what is the reality of now. So, you like the words from Brother Herb, please spread the word. Let your people know about this. Support this movement. We all be in it to win it, because knowledge is the currency of the universe. You can always cash app your support, $R2C2H2. You can PayPal, Zelle your support, R2C2H2 @gmail.com, Vimo @R2C2H2, Apple Cash 901-299-4355, patreon.com/we all be. And let me see. We tightened up, y'all. We tightened up. We did it. We did it. We'll read this disclaimer. All right. I'm gonna read the disclaimer. I'm out here. The views expressed by host and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints expressions, which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in deciding how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support. Thank y'all so much for tuning out, to tune in, to get in where you fit in. And like with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, let me just say this. These are some wealthy, what you would call white privileged men. But without us, X don't exist. Without us, people like Donald Trump won't have a fighting chance. All depends on the grassroots, on the people. We, the people, got a stake in not only this election, but having a stake in manifest destiny in terms of manifesting the reality that we want. And this, we got to do this, man. But I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. I'm willing to ride for my people. Sometimes to help your people, you gotta be seen as the villain rather than the hero. So a lot of the people that despise me, don't like me, want to dismiss me, I come in love. I come in love. And like I said, I believe when I believe in. The righteous ancestors says, now is the time. Wait means never. And know that we all be in it to win it. Thank y'all so much. We love you madly. And the marathon continues. All right.